Hola! Man, oh man, is it good to see you guys. It has been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been able to have a chat with you without feeling like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I just feel like I've taken just a giant emotional dump, and I have lots to share on my cigar walk today. It's a beautiful day. Just an absolutely gorgeous day here in Tampa, Florida. And I have so much to share with you that one is not enough. I have a second cigar in my pocket. So it's going to be one of those videos because I do have so much to share with you. Let me double check and make sure I'm recording. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm recording. Probably a good idea to always do that. But before I begin, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you. Thank you with all my heart for subscribing to this channel, for hitting that notification bell, and for basically following along with my journey into crypto land as a newbie. We now have over 1,000 followers, and man, it just feels good. It feels good. I know that's teeny tiny compared to some, but for me, it's just a little bitty milestone because it does allow me to be able to live stream. But you know what? That really isn't as important these days because I like using this little guy that I'm talking to right now. I think it's just better quality, and hopefully you like it too, because when I have my phone, which is what I would need to be able to live stream, it goes when I walk, and I don't think that's good TV. But anyway, thank you very much for being one of those 1,000 subscribers. Each and every one of you mean a lot to me. And I have one question for you today. Answer it honestly. Is your money trapped in an IRA, in a 401k? Is it trading sideways? Do you know about all the fees that they're charging you that never seem to make it to your monthly update? Well, I'm here to tell you that this is a rescue mission. This is a rescue mission for your trapped money in your 401k, in your IRAs, because Uncle Odd has a solution. And I've been telling you, I've been giving you hints along the way. I've talked about it a little bit, but I said until I kid tested, Uncle approved the whole process, I wasn't going to endorse anything. And I have a long story to share with you about my endorsement that I am, yes, going to make in this video. You will absolutely want to stick around for this whole video. I promise you, there's going to be so much good content in this video. So let me just tell you what we're going to cover. We're going to cover how to send out a rescue mission to your personal IRA. And we're going to tell you how to be able to take control of it. Go in like a sniper. Go in the dead of night and break through all of the enemies and seize your funds and get control of them so that you can make your own investments in any asset class you want, except drugs. I don't think there's a line item with the Internal Revenue Service that they consider drugs an asset class. So for all of you with high hopes, no, you can't use your IRA monies to go, buy a pound of marijuana and flip it. Sorry. I'm just the legal messenger. And at the end of this video, of course, I'm going to end with a disclaimer, because anything that I share with you here is not investment advice. I am just inviting you along with my personal journey to where I entered crypto land the second week of January. So we're we're approaching mid-April right now. And so I feel like I've been through the war. And I feel like I've been through so much, but it hasn't been that long, really. 3.5 months? Man. 4. Is that 4.5 months? Yeah, that's probably better. But, you know, crypto's hard. Crypto is really hard until it's not. And there's a lesson there, which means the only way that you're going to get any good at crypto is to do it. And then it all starts to make sense, because only when you start doing it, you can't study it forever and think that you're going to finally get it. It's just start ugly, man. Just start ugly. And then everything else comes. But. You want to start. Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be on the leading edge of a brand new asset class. There may be some of you out there who are old enough that were on the leading edge of the gold asset class 5,000 years ago, but I don't know, that might be pushing it a little bit. But yes, sir, yes, ma'am, you are on the leading edge, not on the bleeding edge, because the bleeding edge were these people back in 2010 who started mining this stuff called Bitcoin at a penny or two, and they probably mined the heck out of it. Maybe ended up with, 100,000 Bitcoin that was worth about $100. Well, now each Bitcoin is around $60,000. But so many people have lost their cryptocurrency because, come on, 2010, who would have known, right? But we're going to talk about things that are going to keep you safe. Speaking of, one of the things that you're ultimately going to want to get is a Trezor T hardware wallet. You can get them on Amazon.com, or you can go to Trezor.io and order them direct. But I bring that up only because I want to talk to you about scams. There is some smart scammer out there who they actually got a Trezor fake app put on the Apple Store. It's not there anymore. But basically, they just, I don't know the whole story. All I know is that they trolled discussion groups and talked about if you didn't have the Trezor software update, you were in danger of losing all of your crypto, and they provided a link to be able to do that. And during the process, somehow they asked for your keywords to the Trezor. It's a scam. And they got it on the Apple App Store. It's crazy. When I heard that story, I'm like, whoa. Now, it's not to scare you away. It's just to be able to say that when we say that crypto, you're your own bank. So the hard part about crypto is you have to be super, super anal about protecting your keywords. I'm not going to go into that on this video because I have so much to talk about. But there are lots of other videos. If you search down below and you find the video with Jaron, he's a crypto consultant. That's a real good one to begin, because I presume some of you guys might be here for the first time. You don't know me, so let me introduce myself. My name's Uncle Odd. I go by Uncle Odd because it's a family name, because my name is Todd. but I had a nephew who couldn't enunciate Todd, but he could enunciate Uncle Odd. So we all got a good giggle about that, and I just became known as Uncle Odd in my family. And I was fortunate enough to, again, if you go down and look, to interview Jesus, my goodness. You have Jeff Berwick, who is the Dollar Vigilante, and you have Raphael, who is the Crypto Vigilante. I'm wanting to call them uncles. I'm the only uncle in this house. But I was fortunate enough. Sorry, I don't want this to go out. So you're just going to have to excuse me for a couple puffs. That wasn't so bad, was it? Thank you. So anyway, I was able to get Raphael on for an interview. Go down below and watch that video. He's an awesome dude. He's an awesome dude. Why did I even bring him up? What were we talking about? I don't know. Now I'm kind of pulling a Jeff Berwick. That was my favorite video of the Dollar Vigilantes when he was in Mexico, and he just didn't care about anything. And it was the best. It was the best. That was a classic. Jeff, you're a classic. I love you. And thank you for linking to the Uncle Vigilante channel. I remember what I was going to say now. In all of your videos. I really appreciate that. So anyway, I was explaining that I'm Uncle Odd. Why is this channel called the Uncle Vigilante channel? Well, during my interview with Raphael, of which my whole channel development here is, I'm a newbie to crypto. And I thought, you know what? Why not just kind of document my journey into cryptocurrency, trying to figure all of this out. I thought maybe some others could vicariously live through my mistakes, my successes, my figuring things out, and I think people are appreciating it and enjoying it. So anyway, during that interview, he nicknamed me Uncle Vigilante. And that stuck. And then I interviewed the podcast host for Bitcoin.com, Dustin Plantholt. Awesome dude. Another awesome dude. Go down below and watch. And during the interview, he just kept referring to me as Uncle V. Uncle V. So I kind of like that. As a matter of fact, I'll talk about an LLC that I created for my self-directed IRA, and I called it Uncle V Holdings LLC, which is kind of fun. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about self-directed IRAs. We are going to talk about protecting your name and your business name. That's going to be very important. We're also going to talk about the best subscription service ever. If you want to turn your hard-earned monies into perhaps a fortune, I have subscribed to many services in addition to Dollar Vigilante and Crypto Vigilante, which those two are an absolute must. The value that you get from those two are second to none based upon what you pay. But I'm talking about, this is a service that's a little bit more expensive. And Mike Newton, just to give a little background, he figured this crypto world out at a fairly early time. He's just a smart dude, and he has 4 criteria when he determines what he's going to invest in, what coins he's going to invest in, and he calls them projects. And his track record is 55 out of 56 coins in the green, meaning he was successful on those picks. And in many of them, they did what's called mooned, meaning they increased by thousands and thousands of percent. So I've been part of his group for 2 months now, and I will personally attest he is the real deal. And it is absolutely an investment, not an expense, and it's not for everybody. Why is it not for everybody? Because he doesn't want it to be. Your buddy Uncle Odd here has kid tested, uncle approved Moonstream, which is the service that Mike Newton leads. Wonderful Facebook community too. Just a lot of wisdom in there, a lot of help too. But he keeps it to a low number of people. There are some of these services to where you have thousands of people. Well, Mike just started, apparently, after he made bank. He tried to help his family, got them involved, they made bank, and then it just kind of naturally, what's the word I'm looking for? Organically grew to his own personal network, and he started giving counsel to friends and family members, extended. They all made bank. And then he decided, okay, I'm going to open it up. So he opened it up to 200 members back in 2018. And just this year, he didn't take on any members until a couple of months ago. And he took on a couple hundred more, as I understand it. And he's going to have one last round, which is in 2 days. It is in 2 days. So those of you who are watching this, maybe I'll see you in the Moonstream community, and I will tell you that there is a link down below in the description for the sign up to where you can save your spot. I recommend you do that right now, whether you sign up or not. Save your spot so you can hear them out. You can watch the presentation. And I'm just telling you, there's not one penny. But put it this way, I've already made, and I'm sorry, I'm not that guy who's throwing around, money, and but I'm just telling you, I've already made probably, at least from my investment, it's already in 2 months paid for itself 5 times over, based on where the coins that he suggested, which is the other cool thing about his service. See, he doesn't overwhelm you, man. He has this strategy where long term you just want to add to your Bitcoin stack as much as possible, and you do that by wisely investing in these altcoins and having them moon. And then when they do and you make a shitload of money, he'll tell you when to sell, and you invest that into, you save a little stash, some dry powder for the next coin selections, and then you invest into Bitcoin because we believe Bitcoin is the perfect asset, and you want to own 1 or 2 or more, depending upon, whether you take my advice and you go get in line with Moonstream. But so he'll give you no more than 1 to 2, no more than 2 coins a month, and he'll tell you where to buy them, how to buy them, and it's not going to be just off of the regular exchanges. So it does take some finesse, because these young projects that are valid and sound are not going to be on the exchanges. By the time any coin is on an exchange, it's already gone through that initial moon. So, highly recommend it. Mike is a great guy. I've learned a ton. He has a little university that he gives you access to where you get your freaking master's degree in cryptocurrency, blockchain, this whole ecosystem, this whole asset class. So I cannot promote him enough. And no, I don't make a penny by doing that. This is not an affiliate program. He doesn't want a lot of people, but he really, that's why you try Googling him. You can't find him. He doesn't want to be found. You're going to have to excuse me. Sorry, but you're big boys and girls, and Uncle Odd had to spit. Okay, I'm also going to tell you about an exciting development this week. I put my dog for sale, my famous Zammy the Giant Sheepadoodle, that if you go to Zammy Pup on Instagram, you can find my young fella. He is the world's largest children's hospital therapy dog. And I just put him on sale. Yep, for over $500,000. We'll talk about that a little more. And finally, what else? Oh, XRP. For those of you who don't know me, and this is your first time, let me just share how I got into crypto. I'm 56 years old. I have always been an investment guy, stocks and bonds, and made a fair bit of money in my life, and lost a lot of money in my life due to 2008 that I know negatively impacted lots of people, not just me. You might be in that club too. I lost almost everything back then. And it's been a tough decade, but we're scrappers, aren't we? We claw our way back, and now it feels like we're in a good season. But back in second week of January, I coincidentally had gotten a bonus check, or commission check, or whatever you want to call it, hard-earned dollars for doing a good job. And coincidentally, this dude who I really didn't know that well, but this dude reaches out to me. He says, he's a dude guy. And he's like, dude, you got to invest in XRP. And I'm like, yeah? What's XRP? He says, cryptocurrency. I'm like, yeah? Know nothing about cryptocurrency. Tell me about it. What's cryptocurrency? And he tried, and I said, well, how do I buy it? At that point in time, XRP, which is, if you'll hear the word Ripple out there, the coin for Ripple is called XRP. And trust me, all of this stuff that you hear, don't let it scare you, because the language, you just learn the language over time. But none of it makes sense. If you're a newbie watching this right now, I guarantee you nothing makes sense. Nothing made sense to me. It's scary as heck. It's like, but I just want to tell you, man, it is such a fun journey. And it's one you want to be on. You don't want to miss this. Like I said, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to be on the leading edge of an asset class, not the bleeding edge. But so anyway, he told me, okay, download the app Coinbase Pro, sign up for a Coinbase account, then you can upgrade to the Pro. And you want to do that because Coinbase screws people with their fees. But if you upgrade to the Pro account, the trading account, it doesn't cost you anything, but it gives you a much more, the app just has a lot more tools in it, and it gets you the the cryptocurrency priced at a normal rate. So they don't charge you're a newbie, so we're going to screw you premium. So right there, Uncle Odd just saved you some money. And then he said, you want to download Exodus, an Exodus wallet onto your desktop computer, but make sure it's a computer that you can dedicate to this, not your everyday computer, because you want that sucker off when you're not, you want it powered off when you're not using it. because you have to think about cryptocurrency. When you buy it, you don't put it in a bank where it's FDIC insured. You are your own bank. And so you're going to need to be able to have an Exodus wallet, or there are others, but I'm just going to tell you what Uncle Odd did and what I've been happy with and what I haven't been happy with. This is what I hope to that you benefit from my journey, is when I say kid tested, uncle approved, I mean it, man. I'm not going to tell you anything that I haven't done myself, and I'm going to tell you what to avoid. I'm going to tell you what's really, really hard for me. There are things that I know one day will be easier, but currently they're hard, that I just don't get yet. Everything's yet. But shit, start ugly. And I'm not going to give you the real numbers, but I will tell you, since I started this journey in, let's just I don't know, let's call it $500 invested. In less than that, let's say $400 invested. So over 3.5, 4 months, my portfolio is over $800. So that's just percentage-wise. I have never realized those kinds of returns, ever, in my stock portfolios, any investments, my entire life. And I'm so glad that I started ugly, and, you know, perhaps I got lucky along the way. Let's talk about XRP. So he told me to invest in XRP. He said I could get it off of Coinbase. I bought it at 22 cents per coin back at the time. And it started going up. It started going up to like 30 cents. And then some other person suggested a coin, so I thought, oh, I'm up on XRP, so I'll sell some of it and invest in the other coin. And so I did, only to later realize that that created a tax event that I'm going to have to deal with. And I'm like, shit, man, I don't really... I have to keep track of all this shit. You know, every time I exchange a coin or trade a coin, that's a tax event. And then I have to let the IRS know what my basis was for that and report it. And when you're on an exchange, it's called KYC, that's Know Your Customer, you know, which Coinbase is. They make you give your driver's license, pictures of it, your social security number. So the IRS knows everything, and ultimately these exchanges that are KYC, they will report your, you know, what should be tax liabilities. So that made me think, okay, screw that. I don't need the money right away. I don't want to be stupid, so any new coins that I'm going to buy, I'm not going to trade my other coins that are already investments. I'm going to just put dry powder in there, and that's what I've been doing. I've just been adding from my bank account, putting my fiat dollars into cryptocurrency. And I intend to, on all of those, hold them for over a year. Because I'm not afraid, I'm not going to be a trader. I think traders, as newbies, trading, meaning, you know, trying to figure out when a coin is up and sell at the top, buy at the bottom, no one ever does that. Even the pro traders get screwed. And guys, just trust me, it's just not worth it. Don't be tempted by that shit. Just buy and hold for at least a year. Or until Mike Newton, if you're a Moonstream member, tells you to sell. But You know, then instead of getting taxed at your current tax rate, which is probably high, you get taxed at 15% capital gains tax. But there's another little secret that Uncle Odd's going to share to where you don't have to deal with any of that tax consequence bullshit. And we'll talk about that. But anyway, after I bought the XRP, like a couple weeks later, it was delisted all off the U.S. exchanges because of an SEC lawsuit. And the price just went plummeted back down. And everybody was saying it was going to go to zero. They're going to lose this lawsuit. And I mean, I had a pretty healthy commission check that I put in that. That was like my total crypto portfolio was XRP. So that kind of sucked. What could I do? I'm just going to hold it. But wait, there's more. This SEC lawsuit is ending up being bullshit with a capital B. And Ripple, who their attorneys have had all of these little successes along the way. And there's going to be a point in time to where that's going to be tossed out. And they're going to relist XRP on the exchanges. And when that happens, that thing is going to go to the moon. Its previous high was like $3.75, I think, and then it went down to 17 cents. I got it at 22 cents. And as these little victories started rearing their pretty little heads by the lawyers, the price started to go up. And it broke through 60 cents. It went up to 63 cents when this Wall Street Bets group decided they were going to moon it. You know, they just caused it to go high. And then a ton of them sold and it plummeted back down to, I think, 40 cents. And it just kind of was a little warrior for a while, traded sideways forever. And this last week, it has gone from like 50 cents to it's trading at $1.85, I believe, today. And, you know, once it breaks through the psychological barrier of $2, who's to stop it? And then you add on there when the SEC puts their tail between their legs and admit defeat, then it's just going to skyrocket because the utility of XRP as a project and as a solution is almost second to none from a payment solution standpoint. Again, you don't know shit, do you? Neither do I. So these words don't matter, but I'm just telling you that I've been trying to get more dollars in XRP, and I'll still buy on its way up because I think it can be $10, $20. I think it could be $100 based upon, you know, its use case. So that's my XRP. So that's where I got kind of lucky. You know, my largest holdings is kicking ass, which leads me to the Blockfolio app. If you like dopamine hits, and who doesn't, and you are in this space, get the Blockfolio app, download it. I don't think it costs anything. Sorry. But you can then load in the number of coins you have in there, and then it keeps your portfolio up to date. So it's nice to see that go from $400, let's say, to $450. You go to bed on a Friday night, wake up, something in the market happened, all of a sudden it's $500, and so on. And that, my friends, is really cool. I mean, I think there are other wackos like me that probably hit that Blockfolio app to refresh about every other minute. It's just fun. Look, I don't drink anymore. coming up on a year of sobriety, loving life, getting out here and exercising every day, go for a walk, long walk. And, you know, my mind is clear. And I don't miss alcohol at all. But alcohol does provide a dopamine hit. And so Blockfolio is a nice alternative. So that's the update there. About my dog, Zammy. So there is something called an NFT, a non-fungible token. And this is a segment of the crypto universe that is just absolutely wild. What it does is it allows content creators to be able to turn their artwork or their videos or their content into a non-fungible token on the Ethereum blockchain through companies like Rarible. Again, a lot of words that'll make you go doesn't matter, I'm just sharing with you my experience. But it does kind of show you can live vicariously through me. That I love the question. People who've followed me for a while know I love the question, why not me? I have a dog who has spread more joy than I think about any creature on this planet. Zammy is a children's hospital therapy dog, and if you go to Zammy Pup and follow him, you could binge watch his videos from the beginning for a week, and each one will bring you an incremental dose of joy. Seeing him engage with these kids is just magical. And there's one in particular, one video that went viral that on his account, I'll share with you how you can find it. But it was this little girl, Gigglebox girl I call her. But she had surgery after surgery and always needed help with braces and such. And I was asked while she was there in physical therapy if I could hold my dog Zammy up across the room as incentive for her to walk by herself over to give Zammy a hug. And so it became so viral, it was shared all over the world. His Instagram account blew up from a few thousand followers. He has 145,000 followers now-ish. But she's just giggling. You can't watch that and not feel good. And so when I started hearing that the NBA was starting to do these, create NFTs out of their, like the Michael Jordan dunk, to where it becomes a one of a kind, meaning the content creator on the blockchain can actually legitimize that this video, even though it's been shared and seen all over, that it is the one of one that's on the blockchain documented. And that means that there's scarcity and people can buy it if they want to collect NFTs. So for example, a couple of weeks ago, Saturday Night Live did a skit, what is an NFT? Well, what did these smart people do? The very next week, they turned that episode into a video NFT, and they sold it for like $400,000. Now, what's cool is someone could buy that and flip it. So there's one guy who had this Pepe the Frog meme, and he ended up selling it for like $330,000, and then later someone bought it, flipped it 2 months later for like $6 million, $6.9 million, interestingly. And the content creator gets 15%. of that. If it's sold again for $50 million, the content creator will get 15% of that, and so on. How freaking cool is that? So here I am thinking, why not me? Thinking about my dog, thinking about that video in particular, and I thought, why in the hell shouldn't I turn that into an NFT that's called The Giant Hug Heard Round the World, and put it on Rarible as one of one, the original, and I'll price it for whatever I think it's worth. And you know what? I think it's worth 250 Ethereum. That's what I priced it for. Now, that's over $530,000 and growing every day. Now, will someone buy it? Who knows? Crazier things have happened. Again, this is so early in this asset class. I think there's going to be some smart person out there who's going to buy that and flip it for a lot of money. I hope so. If you go down into the comments below, you're going to find Zammy's Rarible link. You can go to it, and I want you to read what's in the link. And if you wouldn't mind, please go to your Twitter or your social media and share that link with anyone and everyone that you know. And copy Elon Musk wherever you are. Just do an @Elon Musk. That'll make sense to you once you read the copy within the Rarible post, and it'll give you a little bit more context. But you know, in total, I learned a lot by going through the process. I learned how to create an NFT, a non-fungible token, and I got smarter through the process. It's not that easy. You have to get into what's called MetaMask, and you have to know how to convert files so that they're the right format. I didn't know any of that, but I figured it out. And for those of you who are artistic, who have your own art, your own digital art, or your own videos that may have gone viral, I don't know, but start learning about NFTs. There's lots and lots of great content on YouTube on how to turn your work into NFTs. That's what I did. I just went to YouTube and I started, researching how in the hell to do it. And
he got killed by him, and then so I was like, dude,
if you can follow directions, it's not that hard. So wish me luck on that. I sure hope Zammy sells for $500,000. That'd be some nice dry powder. And I committed that upon the sale that I am going to pre-fund Gigglebox Girls' college education. So root for us on that, will ya? All right. So here's the primary subject matter of this video. It is about our money that is trapped in IRAs. I realize the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to put our money to work, and I'm like, I was sitting there looking at my IRA that has been trading sideways forever, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should withdraw it, take the 10% penalty on it, and invest it in cryptocurrency. So I'll pay let's call it 30%, the additional 10%. So if I had $100,000, I'd be left with $60,000, but that's okay because, I think over time, this asset class is just gonna go nuts, and maybe one day it'll be worth 5-10 times that. I don't know. I'm 56. I have until 59 and a half before I can withdraw it without that 10% early prepayment penalty. So that's a lot of time to work, and it grows tax-free. You can trade as many coins, you can buy high, sell low, and not realize any tax consequence until you withdraw your money. And you don't have to withdraw your money until you're 72 years old. And at that point, you only have to take out 4.5%. So can you imagine? The way I look at it is I think back to the Web 1.0 days, you know, the late 90s. And if somebody told you that you could take your IRA and invest it in these crazy young stocks like Apple or Amazon or, you know, Google. I mean, my gosh. Can you imagine what that would be worth today? When you have the cumulative time value of money on your side? Man, that's where we are today, folks. There are some of these coins, call them projects, call them companies that you're investing in, that there are some blue chip ones out there. Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, XRP, Tether. Those are the Apples, the Microsofts, the Amazons of the early 2000s. So I'm like, I'm in. I think I'll do that. Well, excuse me, as I started researching, I realized, shit, there are these things called self-directed IRAs where you can roll over your IRA with the help of some companies that'll set up an LLC for you, and then you can trade in crypto. You can trade in crypto assets. Try calling Merrill Lynch or any of these large institutional investors that are holding your IRAs hostage. Try calling them and ask if you could invest $1,000 in Bitcoin. Can't do it. But with a self-directed IRA you can, and you hold the keys. What are the keys? Well, when you buy a coin, there are, like, for example, there may be 12 keywords for your Bitcoin wallet. And if you ever lose those keywords, if you have to restore that wallet and you don't have your keywords, you're screwed. No keys, no coins, is what they say. So that's where you have to be anal, and you have to have a plan, which we talk about on this channel. We'll talk about it even more. And you just protect your keys. There are ways to do that. I'm not afraid of it. You shouldn't be either. We'll teach you. And so anyway, then you can invest in whatever the hell you want to, however the hell you want to. And that's the idea anyway, or that was the idea. And so I found a company after lots of research that I chose, and I rolled over my funds into that LLC that they created on my behalf. So I have Uncle V Holdings LLC, and we rolled over my funds into a custodian that's Forge Trust. And long story tolerable, the company is called Perpetual Assets that I went with. And it costs about $2,000 up front to be able to do that, but they do everything for me. Now, I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to admit something. Sometimes I think I'm smarter than everyone else. And I was like, you know, I could use perpetual assets to, once I have my funds in my Uncle V Holdings account at the bank, I can just get connected with these exchanges, because I know how to do that, and I can trade directly instead of using their over-the-counter desk, because they charge a fee. It's like 7 or 8% they charge. But if you use them, what happens is you get on the phone with them, You wire them as much money as you want to invest that day, and right there on the phone, they'll have you with your computer and your offline hardware storage wallet, and you'll give them the public keys to your wallet, and you can say, I want 1,000 XRP. Not XRP, they don't carry that, it's delisted. But 1,000 Bitcoin. I want 0.25 Bitcoin, and I want 3 Ethereum, and I want whatever, right? Whatever you can afford. Well, right then and there, takes about 15 minutes, all of a sudden you hear through your wallet, you'll hear like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's the most beautiful sound you'll ever hear. It means those coins are going into your personal wallet that are on your offline cold storage wallet, or if that wallet doesn't hold certain coins, it'll go to your Exodus wallet. And now you have them. Those coins are yours, and you can hide them away. You should hide them away, and know that they're working for you. And you can put however many you bought on your Blockfolio app and see how much money you're making or losing. I mean, it's not. Look, we're in a bull market right now, so everything's going up. And we're going to be in this bull market, by the way, through at least the end of the year. So if you like what I'm saying, you're going to follow my counsel. Now, so I decided, I just can't do it. I can't pay that premium. Screw that. It just felt wrong to me. And so I then spent, remember when I haven't been here for a while? I spent like 2 freaking weeks trying to get my LLC, which you have to get onto an exchange as a business. You can't use your personal account because the IRS will then screw you. It won't be protected. It won't be tax-free if you screw up and you use your personal account on Coinbase or whatever. So I hit my head up against the wall. Meanwhile, the market's going up, 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 up. And last Friday, I finally hit the concede button and admitted to God and another human being that maybe I'm not so smart. Maybe cheap is expensive. So Will, Ian, Gus, this is to you. I apologize for being a pain in the ass to you. You guys were great. I know that I frustrated you through this process. You told me I wasn't obligated to use your trading desk, and I beat my head against the wall to not use it. And I finally conceded, and I said, this market is just going up. This is stupid. I don't know how long these exchanges are going to take to get me set up, because there's no freaking customer service with these exchanges. They don't get back to you. So I still don't have my LLC connected to an exchange. I will. I'm going through the process, and I will. And when I do, it's really important to, so that you can then ultimately get those coins back into your bank account should you choose to withdraw. So it becomes important, and it's not impossible. It just takes a long time. So on Friday, I pulled the trigger on about 80% of my investment that was in the bank. And within 15 minutes, Gus bought everything, and they actually buy it at a little bit of a discount. So it's not the full 8%, I think. But anyway, all of a sudden those coins were in my offline treasure. I will tell you, and I am not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. And this is not a humble brag. It's just what it is. But let's say that premium was $8,000 that I paid, right? Just to make the number. Let's say I started with $108,000 and knew I'd end up with $100,000 of coins. Well, that $8,000 By Saturday morning, I woke up and I hit my Blockfolio dopamine hit app, and that 8,000 disappeared. I was like at again, I'm just throwing this number out to make the math easier. I was like at 110 or $12,000, and it's just kept going up. So that $108,000 that I invested, which included their trading premium, because I was able to act quickly, and the market is heading north, and they made it so damned easy. Now it's like $130,000. It's freaking crazy. So that's where I say cheap is expensive, and it is a process. It takes a long time. It would take a lot less time if I did what I'm just going to tell you to do. And I didn't resist it, and I didn't think that I was smarter than everyone. And if I would have just done it, a month ago when I knew I could, that $30,000 may be $50,000. I don't know. But just go to the link in the description, and you're going to see perpetual assets in there. Click on that link. That'll get you over to them, to their site, where you can do your own research and study. And I'm just telling you, do it. I'm telling you on Moonstream, get in line and become a member. Just do it. And I'm telling you, if you have an IRA, and even if you don't, if you're a young buck, there's something called a Roth IRA, which if you can invest like $7,000 in a Roth IRA every year. You could invest it for the last 2 years, this year and last year. So I think it's $6,000 if you're not old like me. And so let's say then you start with $12,000 that you can start trading. If it's a Roth IRA, as it grows, even when you take it out when you're 59 and a half or whenever after that, you never pay taxes on that, ever, legally. So if I'm a young person right now, I'm clicking that link and I'm figuring out how to open a Roth IRA through them within an LLC. If I'm 30 or 40 or even 50, I am opening up an IRA LLC and I'm figuring this shit out. You will thank me so much once you actually see your money going to work, and in a bull market, which we're in, which is going to happen, continue to happen, and you're just going to be smart. I'm not going to do it now, but I am going to do a video where I'm going to recommend some YouTube channels that I think are just rock solid to follow, that'll give you insights on which coins to invest in. But you don't have to overthink it like I did. I lost a lot of money by overthinking it, I think. So, several links down below, and I encourage you to go, protect your name. Remember back when .com just went nuts? There were a lot of people that they went and they found let's say Coca-Cola. They'd buy Coca-Cola.com, and then they sat on it and they sold it back to Coca-Cola when Coca-Cola came around to the fact that, holy cow, this is a thing, we need that URL. And they made millions off of that stuff. Well, if you want to protect your name or the name of your business, you need to go down below and click on the link, because I got my name, Todd last name, .crypto. These .crypto addresses are going to be everything in our future. You gotta secure your own name. It's only $40 to do it. And then there's no bullshit recurring fees like on GoDaddy, where every year you get hit again. No, $40, you're one and done. That will become your crypto wallet address. So if somebody pays you in crypto, you can just say, yeah, just send it to Uncle V .crypto, I actually got that. That's one I got. I'm going to figure out how to set it up, because I think one day you'll enjoy this content so much that you might want to support the channel by sending me a little love. I don't expect it, but you know, instead of a super chat or those type things, that would be a way, you know, send $10 of Bitcoin. You can do that. So, but I got to set that up. I haven't figured that out. When I figure it out, I'll tell you how to do that. But get your name so somebody else doesn't get it and then hold it hostage when it becomes really important that you have your own name, .crypto, and your own business, .crypto. So the link is down below. Just do it and thank me later. So man, I think that's about it. Let me see. Sorry. Oh, the other thing you need to do, download the Authy app, A-U-T-H-Y. That's two-factor verification. That becomes important if you're going to do an LLC and if you want to have an account that is, let me center this. Whoops. Hi, I'm back. It's Uncle Odd. But you want to be able to have a couple of ways to do two-factor auth, and you want to be able to know how to do that because it's just going to protect your investments. And so do that because if you have an account with Coinbase, let's say, and you want to connect your LLC to it, this is part of my struggles over the last couple of weeks. I realize you can't because your phone number is already attached to your personal account. You want to keep your personal and your LLC way separate. Otherwise, you'll get screwed by the IRS. In the link below, too, I have a couple of additional links of a book recommendation, which I just follow that and download the audiobook of Bitcoin, Hard Money You Can't Fuck With. Do that, and then there's the Michael Saylor series. I linked to the 4th video in that series. You want to watch the 4th video and the 8th video. And when you do that, the combination of those 3 suggestions, the book and those 2 videos, you will know more about this world of cryptocurrency than 99.5% of the people out there, I promise you. So please do that. You want to also, little hint from Heloise, you want to sign up for as many exchanges as possible. Certainly on a personal basis. Ultimately, I think if you just get your LLC connected to one major exchange, that's good enough. But you want to do that for a lot of reasons that I'll share in future videos. Also, if you want to follow along in my Telegram, go to t.me, Uncle Vigilante, and that's going to continue to grow, and there'll be a lot of smart people sharing things in there, and that'll be where if I do go live with a live stream, I'll let everyone know there beforehand. I recommend you start right away, even if you're brand new. Get a Trezor T wallet. You can order it off of Amazon or Trezor.io. And what else? Oh, next week, I'm going to have the coolest interview with a guy named John Laban from Australia. He now lives somewhere in Europe. But he is one of the smartest human beings on the planet. Go to johnlaban.com. And if you are interested in anything that is alternative point of view to the mainstream narrative, John is very smart. He basically uncovers lots of different hoaxes that are out there, and he just does it with great logic, and he backs up everything, and you'll just be smarter before it. And he has his own opinions on cryptocurrency, on who really started it, and so I'm looking forward to it. We don't agree on everything, but I don't have to agree on everything. I like getting smarter, and I love other points of view. So next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to have a 2-hour interview with John. The first hour is going to be on my channel, and the second hour will be on his website, johnlabon.com, and that'll be behind a paywall. It is next to nothing to become a member of johnlabon.com, and you should if you want to become smarter about this world. All right, I'm looking at everything here. I think I covered everything that I wanted to. I hope you enjoyed it. Really, really loved the time that we spent together, and I hope you keep coming back. And again, sorry it's taken me a long time while I was being so hard-headed trying to figure this out and being smarter than the folks at Perpetual Assets. But now I've saved you a lot of time. I love things like Moonstream where people just tell me what to do. And if it's a trusted source, I think I'll, let them do all the hard work. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going through my own trials and sharing them with you, and I hope you benefit. I really do. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I have a long walk back. I'm going to smoke my other cigar. All right, cheers. Greetings. Used to be named Uncle Odd, but now I'm known as Uncle Vigilante. And as you can see by the fact I'm wearing a gold chain with a Bitcoin on it, I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, I'm a big deal. But there is one thing that my 43 attorneys that I just hired told me that I needed to say, which is a disclaimer. Don't take any of my advice. Don't take anything that I say on this show or any of my guests as sage counsel. Why? Because I don't know shit.